Hello, good to be here again to share the things that go through my mind. I studied fine and applied art in my undergraduate, and in my school, and especially close to my department, there were lots of sculptural pieces. Now, these sculptural pieces were lovely. Some of them beat the Statue of Liberty. Some of them beat the other sculpture of Jesus in Brazil. I've forgotten the name. Please just tell me the name in the comment section. And I got to ask myself, what is the difference between this sculpture and the Statue of Liberty? It was just size. It was just size, right? One to us is just a sculptural piece. The other one becomes a monument. In fact, it becomes an identifier for a whole nation just because of the size. You know, when you read the Bible, it says that when you light a candle, you should not put it under the cupboard. You should put it on top of the cupboard so that it gives light to the whole room. I've noticed over time that there's hardly any parastatal that is in the US or in Europe or in Australia that is not in Nigeria. Believe you me, there is fire service in Africa. There are social workers in Africa. Name it, we all have them here. There are shoe designers in Africa, in Nigeria, just as much as there are shoe designers in Italy. There are car manufacturers in Africa as much as there are car manufacturers in the US or in China or in Germany. But you see, the difference is funding. The difference is the amplification and the dedication to ensure that these ventures, these skill sets are made to be seen so that they can give light to the whole room. In this case, the whole world. There is a lot of human resource in Africa. A lot of very skillful people here. And it's kind of gets me worked up when I hear Africans or Black people celebrate some mediocre talent abroad, and they worship them, and they just hover around them, celebrating nonsense. And I wonder, well, look at these people here. These guys are good, right? Now, in my own capacity, I've made it my dedication, my calling to ensure that I invest in real talent. So what I'm trying to say is there's no big deal about any continent. There's no big deal about any country. The big deal only, if you think there's any, is just the fact that these people are ready to invest. They love themselves enough to invest in themselves. And so sometimes when I hear Africans or Black people generally say nobody owes you anything, it is foolish to me. It is foolish because as much as we may not like the way currently the US is placing tariffs on every country, they have sort of earned that right, because you tend to amplify whatever it is you do when you go to the US as compared to being in your home continent, right? So now they've got that bragging right to call the shots. There are shoe designers here in Africa. There are engineers in Africa. There are medical doctors here. In fact, most of the time, once you're good enough and you have the resources, you live here. It's not as though they were not here. They were here all along, but they go to where their skill set to be valued. So there's everything you're looking for in Africa. Like, you go abroad and you keep on celebrating those things, but everything is here. Everything is in Africa. Everything is in Nigeria. It is just your willingness to have love in your heart. Black people usually don't have love in their hearts for themselves. They think that they are their own problems. No, if you invest, you would smile better, right? So everything you're looking for, as they say in Sokoto, which is a state in Nigeria, is in your Shokoto. Shokoto and Sokoto are spelled the same way, right? But Shokoto means trouser in the Yoruba language. But our inability to look inwards is the problem, right? I think that this is where I'll end it today. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for hearing me out. See you next time.